reactions of Nigerians on Twitter after Nnamdi Kanu's tweet about going to war. The leader of IPOB and Grand Commander of the ESN, Nnamdi Kanu, has released another shocker on Twitter after highlighting the need for war in Nigeria. With the recent bombarding of the Eastern Security Network, some citizens already believe that war has started. Nnamdi Kanu, who solely believes in Nigeria's disintegration, has persistently criticized the partiality of the government of the day on the Eastern region. His opinion on Nigeria going to war was based on examples which he cited and claimed that it was the only option for the nation to be free from neocolonialism. So the words from his tweet exactly say, "We must go to war. South Sudan fought. It was the war that led to the disintegration of Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia. The United States fought for a bloody war. Norway fought for a war. Bulgaria fought for a war. Ireland fought for a war, and Bangladesh." Wow. And of course, there are some strong reactions towards his tweet. But then, is there a plan to fight Biafra in the Biafran land? How do we carry on this alarming, dangerous plan of the army? Wow. Someone also says the reaction here saying, "What started in heaven as was told in the Bible, be a lie. So Lucifer wanted to take over like Fulani." Like Fulani wanted to take our land, and Angel Michael and co dealt with him. Okay. Another person here says, "Yes, without war, the world will not listen to us. Biafra also fought a war. That's not what we need now." Another person here says, "We are ready for the war. You don't defend or protect your own from a thug with gentility." Absolutely. I think this is the realest tweet I've seen. You don't defend or protect your own from a thug with gentility. Absolutely not. The energy you give is what you receive. For every action, there's a reaction. And so, again, you have to defend your land. It doesn't always mean that war is the solution, but being realistic and how tensions are rising. I mean, right now, Nigerians are refugees in neighboring countries like Benin Republic. That is a sign that things are about to get very intense. About 5,000 people fled to Benin Republic just because of all the banditry and kidnapping and hostility that's going on. Another person says the war is already going on, but in silence. Absolutely. It's hard. It's hard. It's a lot of work. I don't even know what to think of this, but being realistic, I will not be surprised if things are igniting and getting very, very tense. But I feel like if there's going to be a war, it should be a genuine war without any international help, without any, I mean, what do I know? But I feel it would be very biased if, if it becomes a proxy war between, powers of this world. Because obviously, you know that there are countries that will poke nose and will support one side or the other. And so, again, with the powers and the top countries in the world, it could be like they could use this opportunity to, have a sort of proxy war between them. And it's just not helpful. And Nigeria will not be a test for that kind of thing. Someone here replies and says, "Look at them shouting war, war. Have you experienced war before? How can they be talking about war when him and his family will be outside the war zone?" But the thing is, it's not just a war for, like, one person. Like, it's the war for the whole country. Like, I'm not supporting war. It doesn't always have to get to that point. But we've got to understand that we have to be prepared. We can't just assume and underestimate the power of, let's say, your enemies. War doesn't have to be the answer, but you've got to be prepared. That's it. And people got reply to these comments and say, "Thunder, blast your mouth." And someone also agrees with him, actually, saying, "You have sense. Oil is on your head." Another comment here says, "Is it good to go to war, but let Nnamdi Kanu come back and pick up gun and be at the front? Let's follow him at back, and not for him to stay in Israel and be commanding innocent youth to go die for nothing." But then the life we're living in Nigeria is for nothing anyway. Like, You can't say that the country is building generational wealth where we can guarantee that our children to come will have, profitable and reasonable futures in Nigeria. So we've got to fight for it anyway. Except you just want Nigeria to just end, you don't want to reproduce, you just want Nigeria to be an old story. That's fine, but there are people who want to live and who want to reproduce. And Nigeria is not a place for future. The future of Nigeria is nothing. And if you want to have a place that you call your home rather than running from country to country gaining citizenship, that's dumb in my opinion, because again, they can revoke your citizenship and it would never ever be the same. We don't want a situation where Nigeria is becoming diverse throughout the world and we can't pinpoint where we come from just because we didn't fight for our land. God forbid. Someone here says this Kanu has shown how foolish and stupid that he is. Those who know this fool should tell him to go stop wasting the blood of Igbos for his own professional leadership. May God give Igbos a sensible leader to achieve their goals. People will have their opinions, and to be honest, there's no point reacting to them. Again, everyone's goals and intentions are different. People are absolutely fine with living abroad. People are absolutely fine with having their resources and their money. At the end of the day, let's see how far the money will get you. And it's bad. We can't let go, because again, for the powers that we fight and the powers that we do not see, we can't be what's the word? Invisibly colonized. Absolutely not. We need to take our land back. And taking our land back does not mean that Nigeria has to be one. It doesn't always mean that. Again, war or disintegration doesn't have to be a very bad thing. If you look at, everyone needs to go back. I think everybody needs to go back and see, why was Nigeria made? And really analyze, why was this country made? Were we meant to be together? Because realistically, we're just too different. And it's not a bad thing, but we haven't been able to find a common ground that represents us. For example, our language, our formal language is English, the official language. Why should it be English? And people will tell you, oh, because we're colonized. What? How is that a sensible answer? I understand that, yes, people want to fight for their language to be the official or whatever. But the fact is, to choose a language that we were colonized by to be our official language is wiping us of our own originality in terms of just being us. Just an example. It might not fully illustrate it, but that's what I feel is adding to the vanishing of our authenticity, because we're just so different that we have to find a neutral ground that does not represent us. If we found a language as an integral of all the languages, that's unrealistic. But if it was something like that, that's fine. But then, yeah, and maybe I'm just different in terms of I don't want to have anything to do with the colonial past. Of course, that shifted the way, the dynamics were of how our continent was, but we're trying to decolonize ourselves, and it's very, very, it shows that we're still very under that colonial mentality. Again, war does not always have to be the way. It isn't, but then this person here, this person in the tweet said, you don't defend or protect your own from a thug with gentility. And that is true. It's as real as you can get. You can't do that. And so it doesn't always mean you have to be gunning for war, but you have to be prepared. And do you blame Biafrans? Like, they've been through this before, first of all. So their relationship with the government is already skewed, is already in a different fashion, because they are just not for it. And unfortunately, this is where we've come to. It's sad, but it is what it is. Put what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.